Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I request all the devotees to keep their video on so that you can actively participate. Coming to today's session, by taking the blessings of Srila Prabhupada and offering our obeisances to Shri Radha Govinda, Shri Gaunitai, and Srila Prabhupada, let us start our kirtan, our class on Bhakti Shastri. This is the unit 1, which consists of first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, and today is the third day, that is lesson 3. We are continuing to lesson 2, the chapter 2. First 11 shloka will be taken today. What we have done in the last session is Arjuna has given 4 reasons why he is not ready to fight, why he is not willing to fight. Those are the 4 reasons you can remember. And he has given how the progressive way, how the destruction of the family dynasty takes place if the war happens. And also we have seen women are generally not very intelligent. How it has to be applied, and how, in what context it has been told by Krishna and the Shastra. What is the appropriate way of understanding this, and inappropriate, all these things we have studied. And the appropriate and inappropriate way of applying this violence, when violence is justified and when it is not justified, or when who is supposed to take the action. All these points we have discussed. Now, if you see the text number 39 and 40 in the text in the chapter 1, we have Kulakshaye pranashanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo bhavatyutah adharma bhavat krishna pradushyanti kulastriya strishu dushtasu vashneya jayate varnasankaraha. Arjuna is talking about the destruction of family dynasty, or the dharma. So we will discuss here today what is Varnasrama Dharma and who has to follow what kind of dharma, and what Srila Prabhupada has told about this Varnasrama Dharma, following of Varnasrama Dharma in the beginning of this session. So Srila Prabhupada is telling in the purport for this text, the Varnasrama religion's principles were so designed that the good population would prevail in society for the general spiritual progress of state and community. There are 4 Varna and 4 Ashrama. 4 Varnas are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. And there are 4 Ashrama, that is Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha. Krishna has told this. So when Krishna has made some system, it has to be there in the society always. So it is not only for the Indians or only for a particular sect of people. Krishna has made this Varnashrama. It is there everywhere. We may call it with the different names, but throughout the world, this Varnashrama system is present to a certain extent in its own way. Without Varnashrama, no society can live healthily. So nobody can live peacefully if there is no Varna and Ashrama. So what is the first, that is Brahmana? Brahmana means it is not by birth, it is by the activity, guna and karma, the character of a person and the activity that he performs. Based on that, we have this Varna and Ashrama. Now, Brahmana's qualities are, he is in goodness, that is, he is living a pure life, and he is always having knowledge. He is always gaining more and more knowledge, and he gives knowledge to others. There are different characters that is told in Bhagavad Gita. Shama, Dama, Tapa, Shaucham, Kshantim, Arjavam, Evacha, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam, Brahma, Karma, Subhavajam. These things we'll learn later on. These Brahmanas, they will be a visionary for the society. They will guide the people what has to be done and what should not be done. In the kingdom, a king also has a group of people, a group of Brahmanas who will guide him what is to be done and what is not to be done. Because Brahmana is in a mode of goodness, he is able to think in a better way than the Kshatriyas. Because Kshatriyas are in the passionate mode. Now, these Brahmanas are everywhere. If you see, every country has a visionary. Every society has a visionary. In every house, there is a person who gives guidance to the members of the family. So we cannot say that we don't want Brahmanas. Similarly, the Kshatriyas, there are Kshatriyas everywhere. We can't say, oh, this Kshatriya, this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is present only in India. Every nation has its own defense system. So this defense or the protection for the society, common general people, it is given by the Kshatriyas. Kshatam trayate iti Kshatriyaha. Kshat means the harm or the difficulties, or somebody is going to attack us. That is Kshat. Trayate means to protect. One who protects the people from harm by another person, he is a Kshatriya. And Vaishya is there everywhere. People are doing the business and they are contributing for economic development of each and every country. Can a country run without the business or economic development? Not possible. So it is there everywhere. And Shudras. Shudra means a Shudra also has good qualities. He should be obedient to his master and he should be always truthful. So Shudra, he serves every other department, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya. Whatever service they want, the Shudra will give. If we want to make a business, we have to have some laborers or some people who work for us. So those services will be given by the Shudras. So all four kinds of people are needed for the society. We cannot avoid any one of them. Similarly, ashramas. The Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. These are the 4 different ashramas. Now, if you see, what is Brahmacharya ashrama? In modern society, we say student life. Everyone will go through this. Everyone will go to school and he will study his subjects and he will gain some degree so that he can lead his life on his own. But this was done in the earlier ages in a very systematic way, where the teaching was very profound and the person will become knowledgeable. But at the present moment, the whatever studies, whatever schools we have, they will only teach some skills so that we can earn our livelihood. Then we have the Grahasthashram. Now, everywhere this Grahastha system is there in every religion, everywhere it is there. Similarly, the retired life, Vanaprastha life is there, and Sannyasa. There are certain people who take to Sannyasa, where they renounce their sense gratification, and they try to guide the people, or they become a visionary for the entire society. So in this way, we can understand that Varna and Ashrama is not only for a particular country, or it is not only for a particular sect of people, it is there everywhere. It may be called with different names. And Varnasrama system is must for each and every system. A system cannot run without Varnasrama. If we see a country which doesn't have the Varnasrama, just imagine there are no military, or there is no protection for the common general people. These examples we can see in our neighboring country. What will happen? That country will be destroyed within few days. It's just a matter of time. Completely everything will be destroyed. If there is no education for the children, if there is no protection for the women, children, and old people, everyone is looting each other. So such kind of society will be there if there is no Varnasrama. So what we can conclude, Varnasrama is the must, but it has to be applied in a right manner. Now, what is the purpose of Varnasrama? This Varnasrama is designed in such a way that a person, he may be in whatever condition, he can elevate himself. Finally, it is Haritoshana. It is for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Varnasrama system, the main goal of Varnasrama system should be to serve the Lord. If it is not, then it is not Daivi Varnasrama. It is just for sense gratification. People come together and they will exploit each other. So that kind of Varnasrama will not elevate us spiritually. And unless there is spiritual elevation, one cannot become happy. So that is the main thing what the present society is missing. They are not able to understand what is the goal of life. People are going to school, children are going to school, they get degree, they earn money, they get married, and they make children, they take care of their children, and they get retired. Whatever money they have, they will spend it and just do some sense gratification, and then finally they die. But what is the difference between human being and animals? There is no difference. Ahara nidra bhayamaitunam cha samanyametad pashubhir narana. Dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho. Dharmena hina pashubhi samana. If there is no goal in life to advance in spiritual life, if we are doing everything for this body only, then this body will be destroyed one day. So we will not be advancing in any way. We will be there wherever we are. So the goal of Varnasrama system is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead and to advance oneself to the spiritual platform. Now, why these different Varnas are made? Why can't we have a single category for all? This is because there are different modes of people. People are not, everyone is not in goodness. Some people are in passion and some are in ignorance. Everyone cannot follow all the rules and regulations. So whatever kind of rules and regulations you are able to follow, whatever mode which is suiting you, you have to take that mode. Within that mode only you have to act. We should not imitate others. So by acting so sincerely, by trying to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a person can elevate himself to higher order. So gradually, this Varnasrama system is elevating a person gradually, but there is definitely a progress. Now, if you see in Bhagavad Gita, there are different places we see the word dharma, kula dharma, jati dharma, swadharma, swakarma. So these are the different dharma. Dharma means the dharayati, one which holds, or one which guides us, or one which protects us, or one which gives the direction, shasana, that is dharma. Now, what is the difference between these dharma, different types of dharma as per the Bhagavad Gita? If we see, the first one was the Kula Dharma. Kula Dharma, that is family tradition. If you see the text number 1.39, Kulakshaye pranashyanti Kula Dharma sanatanaha. Kula Dharma, the word Kula Dharma has come here. So it is translated as the family traditions. Now, every family has its own tradition, which we follow for different generations, and it has its own meaning, and it has its own contribution to our life. So because of these following traditions, we will understand our previous ancestors, whatever they have done, and whatever practices they have given to us. We will come to know about them, and we will understand what is my duty towards my family. These are the family traditions. It has a purificatory processes, different types of purification they do, and different festivals they perform. Now, if Arjuna is telling, if the elderly people in the society, if they die in the battlefield, these family traditions will be destroyed. And coming to the higher platform, that is, next one is Jati Dharma, 1.42. If you see, Doshairete Kulagnanam Varnasankarakarai Utsadyante Jati Dharma Kula Dharmashta Shashwata. Here the word is called Jati Dharma. Jati Dharma is translated as community projects. Just like a Brahmana community, or Kshatriya community, or a Vaishya community, Shudra community. This kind of knowledge, or the skill, or the occupational duties that they perform, it comes through the generations. Just like if father is a doctor, there is a very good chance for the son also to become a doctor. If a father is a king, or if he is a Kshatriya, then the son has very good chance for him to become a king, or to protect the people, or to become a Kshatriya. Similarly, Vaishya, if somebody is very good at business, then his son also will learn the same thing, because he's growing in that particular atmosphere. Similarly for Shudras. Now, if this atmosphere is lost, if there are no people in the society, then these community projects will be lost. Then coming to 2.31, Swadharmam api chaveksha navikampitum dharmyadhi yuddhat shreyonyat kshatriyasya navidyate. So the word here, it is called Swadharma, one's own occupational duties. Considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, so the duty of Arjuna is to fight. He's a Kshatriya. You should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation. Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya. Your duty is to fight and protect the people. There is no hesitation for you. This war has started with proper thinking. Means there was Krishna has gone to Duryodhana, and he has asked for making the peace, and everything, all the attempts were failed to stop the war. Now everything is decided, all have come together. Now your duty is to fight. That is your specific duty. So there is no hesitation. You don't have to imitate Brahmana, and you don't have to imitate Vaishya, Shudra, or even Arjuna is ready to live by begging. If I am not able to live properly, I am ready to beg. Arjuna tells this to Krishna. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, you can't do this. Even in our life also, we might have born in the family of a Shudra or a Kshatriya or Vaishya or Brahmana, whatever. We should not think that unless I become a Brahmana, I cannot elevate myself. Or unless I become a Kshatriya, I am low born, so I cannot advance in spiritual life. A person should perform his activities, whatever the occupational duties or the prescribed duties he has, he should perform it accordingly. but do it sincerely. By doing this, we will glorify the Lord, or the Lord becomes happy. The Lord we are serving the Lord. So by serving the Lord, what will happen? Our consciousness gets elevated. Now, what is the use of doing nishkama karma, or performing activity without any expectation, or without enjoying its fruit, the result of it? This is very much encouraged in the 3rd chapter. So what is the purpose? It is the purification. If a person, he is acting according to whatever specific duty he has, and he is very sincerely he is working without cheating others or without hurting others, then what will happen? He will elevate himself. His consciousness gets elevated, and he has a better opportunity to advance in the spiritual life, maybe in the same life or in the next lifetime. Then continuing further, in the 18th chapter, if you see, Sve Sve Karmani Abhirataha Samsiddhim Labhate Nara. Swakarma Nirata Siddhim Yatha Vindati Tachrunu. By following these qualities of work, every man can become perfect. Now, please hear from me how this can be done. So here the word is used, Swakarma. So the Swakarma, it is translated as his own duty. So everywhere it is explained that duty or dharma one has to perform according to his own mode of nature. Then one more place, Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. This is very famous shloka in the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Mashasana. In what context dharma is used here? Sarva Dharman, all varieties of religion. And Krishna is telling Parityajya, just give it up. Now, when to give up a dharma or duty? When I can give it up? Whatever dharma or whatever duty you are performing, if it is a obstruction for surrendering to Krishna, then you can give it up. So this is the spiritual platform. Unless a person comes to the spiritual platform, and unless his activities are an obstruction for advancing in spirituality, he should continue his activity, because he is still not ready for it. The purification process has to happen. Once the purification happens, he is ready to give up his activity or the dharma, the varieties of dharma, whatever activity, whatever duties he is performing, he can give it up. Then he should get something better. That is, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. One should surrender to Krishna. And by doing so, if you incur any sin, because giving up any duty, it is like you are committing sin. So, Ma Shuchaha, I will take care of all your sin. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo. If you get any sin because of this, it will be destroyed by Krishna. Ma Shuchaha, don't worry. Because you are taking a higher purpose. You are working for a higher purpose. This is true even for the family. If the family is not supporting your devotional service, then at a particular point of time, you can give it up. In whatever way the difficulty you are facing, you can just surrender to Krishna, but it should not be done abruptly or without any plan, or just a momentary thinking or just a feeling you could get. Not like that, but think properly and see all the ways where you can continue your devotional service, even being in the family life. Even if everything fails, then you can surrender to Krishna. So in this way, different ways the dharma is used. Swadharma, Kula Dharma, Jati Dharma, or Swakarma, all these places. Now there is a problem here with the Varnasrama. Varnasrama system, whatever result it gives, it is very slow. It takes so many lifetime to get purified in the Swadharma. So that point we'll discuss in the next coming slides. Now, how this can be a answer for Arjuna's question? Because Arjuna has told that the family traditions will be destroyed if the elders in the family, they die. But Krishna, he says here, Arjuna, if you perform the duty of a Kshatriya, you are protecting the dharma. If you are not performing the duty, you yourself destroying the dharma. You yourself is giving a bad example. Tomorrow people will say, Arjuna only has not fought the war. Now I am also not feeling like fighting, so I will also give up. Then what will happen to the society? So Arjuna, if you are not fighting, you are destroying the dharma. You are fighting. If you are not fighting, the dharma will be destroyed. You are telling that if the war happens, then elderly people will die, then dharma will be destroyed. No, if the war happens, then you are protecting the dharma, and Yudhishthira Maharaj will create heaven, the Vaikuntha on earth. This is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. After the war, the earth become so much, it will protect the people, or it will give everything abundantly, so that the earth itself will become Vaikuntha. Because a devotee is ruling the world. Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. If the king is a devotee, then the entire society or entire nation will become devotee. And there is a good opportunity for people to advance in spiritual life. So this is the answer. Varnasrama Dharma, whatever Krishna has made, it will protect the society. There is no need of worrying about it. Human civilization begins from the stage of Varnasrama Dharma, or specific duty in terms of the specific modes of nature of the body obtained. This is purport to 2.31. Text number, chapter number 2. Please keep your book open. Swadharmam api cha avekshanap vikampitum arhasi dharmyad yuddha shreyonyat kshatriyasya na vidyate. Now, if a society doesn't have Varnasrama system, any society or any country it may be, you just imagine how the system, how the situation will be. It will be like animals. Just like if you see animals, if there are two dogs and if there is some food, they will bite each other. They will kill each other just for getting that food. Similarly, in the society, people will fight each other. They will kill each other. They will cheat each other if there is no Varnasrama Dharma. If we don't give proper education to the children in their childhood, and if we don't have the system of marriage or grahastha life, or if we don't have a proper protection for the elderly people in the society, and if there is no guidance by spiritually elevated people to the society, then the entire society will be destroyed. So human society or human civilization is beginning when there is Varnasrama Dharma. But we have something more to learn here. So these are the different modes here. Brahmanas are in Sattva Guna, that is mode of goodness. In goodness, the person is very happy and he is knowledgeable. These are the two characters of the person who is in Sattva Guna. Kshatriyas are in Rajoguna, where they are more heroic in nature. And Vaishyas are mixture of Raja and Tamoguna. And Shudras are in the Tamoguna, that is ignorance. This is the shloka that I have quoted just now, 18.42. Brahmanas. What are the qualities of a Brahmana? Anybody would like to read this? You can raise your hand. Siddharth Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Specific duties of the Varnas. Brahmanas: peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Bhagavad Gita 18.42. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So these are the qualities of a Brahmana. Brahmana is always peaceful. He has good control over his senses, and austerity, tapasya. He performs tapasya and he lives a pure life, and he is tolerant. He will not get agitated by a small talk, or if there is any fight between two, a Brahmana is able to solve the problem in a better way without getting into fighting. Honesty, he is very honest in his behavior and all his business. He is always knowledgeable. Gaining knowledge is very easy for Brahmana. He can remember more things and he can understand the situation and the concept. He is able to relate the topics properly. He has good knowledge and wisdom, the application of this knowledge, and religiousness. He is the protector of the dharma. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas worked. Again, Brahmanas are not only by birth. It is, yes, birth has a lot of things to do, because if father is a Brahmana, then son has a very good opportunity to become a Brahmana. But it is not necessary that he will act like a Brahmana always. Just like if the father is an engineer, son has very good opportunity for becoming an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer or whatever good occupation that we have in the society. But it need not be. There may be some exceptions. If a father is a doctor, then the son may be very poor in studies and he may not show any interest, and he may become a businessman or something like that. So that is also there. But generally, general tendency is there is opportunity. Then coming to the next one, Kshatriyas. These are some of the qualities of Kshatriya. Vijay Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Specific duties of Varnas, Kshatriyas. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leaderships are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. Bhagavad Gita 18.43. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So if you see here, a Kshatriya cannot behave like a Brahmana, because he has different kinds of mode. A Kshatriya is always ready to fight, and he will not show his back to his enemy. He has power, he has determination, resourcefulness, courage. All these qualities are seen in the Kshatriya. So we need both. Kshatriyas are also needed. We need Brahmanas also. Generally, Brahmanas will guide the Kshatriyas to work in a proper manner. But the Brahmana will not take the weapon in their hands, because Kshatriyas are there. They will do the job. So we need Brahmana also and Kshatriya as well for the proper upliftment of the society. Then coming to the Vaishyas. Archana Mataji, Hare Krishna. Please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Farming, cow protection and business. Bhagavad Gita 18.44. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So Vaishyas will do the farming. Now farming and cow protection will go together. We cannot have farming without cow protection. We cannot protect the cows if we don't have the farming, because both are supporting each other. And if there is excess production, then one can go for the business. So these are the Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijya. These are the activities for the Vaishyas. If you see the earlier slides, these are the characteristics that are told, either for Brahmana or Kshatriya: peacefulness, self-control, austerity, and for Kshatriyas, heroism, power, determination. But for the Vaishyas, it is the activity that is told. So Vaishya is generally known by his activity, that is farming, cow protection, and business. If somebody is doing this activity, he will be considered as Vaishya. Then finally, the Shudras. Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare.
The specific duties of the Varnas, Sudras, labor and service to others. Bhagavad Gita 18.44. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Shudras are like, they are the driving force. Every person, either it may be Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya, if he wants to perform the activity, he has to use, or he has to get service from the Shudras. Shudras will give service to all other three categories of people. Now coming to the ashrama, the sannyas ashrama, that is the highest, where a person is renouncing the material pleasures or sense gratification, and he is acting for a higher purpose. A sannyasi is a leader of the society. He guides the society in the right manner. So the nature of a sannyasi is Ramesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Can you?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, can I ask one question or shall I ask at the end?
We'll take at the end, Prabhu.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Specific duties of ashramas, Bhagavad Gita 16.1, Sannyasa, Abhayam Sattva Samasuddhir, Jnana Yoga, Vyavasthiti, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. The character of a sannyasi is abhayam. He is not afraid. He is ready to go to different parts of the world without any fear of existence, fear of eating, or where do I stay, or who will take care of me if I take sannyas. If this kind of fear is there, a person should not take sannyas. And sannyasi means he is accepting the entire world as his family, and he is serving. He may give up his small family in which he was living, and he accept the entire world as his family, and he is serving them by guiding them, by giving them proper education and knowledge. So in that case, he should be fearless. He should not have the fear of going to different places or his own existence, the living, and purification of one's existence. A sannyasi is living a pure life. He is always tolerant. All the qualities of a brahmana, it is applicable to sannyasis also. And additionally, the sannyasi, he has given the sense gratification, and he has a lot of knowledge, and he has the practical application of the knowledge, because sannyasa is taken at the end, or at the after once one crosses his this brahmacharya ashram, either directly from brahmacharya ashram or after vanaprastha ashram, a person takes to sannyas. That means he has very good experience of the life, and he is able to guide the society. Cultivation of spiritual knowledge. So these are some of the characteristics of sannyas. Then vanaprastha. Vanaprastha has two characters, that is tapa. That is the main characteristics as tapa or austerity. It is in English we say austerity. Tapasya is the nature. What vanaprastha life comes immediately after the grahastha life. A person when he is in the grahastha life, he has a regulated sense gratification which is allowed in the society. But when he comes to vanaprastha, he should take the austerity to purify himself, because when a person is in grahastha life, he has to earn money and he has to work. So because of this, there are different sin that he may commit knowingly or unknowingly. So all this has to be cleared, or he has to take the austerity, and he has to give up the sense gratification, and he has to purify himself. That is vanaprastha life. Grahastha life, danam, damascha, yajnascha, charity, self-control, and sacrifice. These are the three characters for grahastha. Grahastha are allowed to earn their livelihood because they need money for maintaining the house, maintaining wife and children, the education of the children, and their living. They have to make the living for the family. So they are allowed to earn money. They are allowed to work in the society. Other three people, either it may be brahmachari or a vanaprastha or sannyasa, they generally don't earn money. They will be depending on the grahasthas. So the duty of the grahastha is dana. Now, by performing dana, the grahastha gets purified, and it also serves the other three categories of people. When we earning money, then there is a lot of sin is involved in that. Just like if a person is doing some business, then he may need to tell lie to his customer. Just like he may say, I'm giving you this product without any profit. With zero profit, I'm giving you this. But nobody can do business like that. He may say like that, but it is not true. He will have some certain amount of profit, then only he can give something to others. Similarly, a person may need to serve under another person who may be a sinful person, but because he has taken that occupation, he may need to continue there. So because of this, there is sin involved in the activity. So by doing dana, a person gets purified, and also he will lose the attachment for his possessions. A grahastha, he's possessing a family, a house, and so many paraphernalia he possesses. So there is certain kind of attachment for them. Now, when you do the dana to others for a good purpose, dana is also should be given in a right manner. One should not give apatra dana, then it will give sin. So this has to be performed. Dana has to be performed, or you have to give charity. Then dhamma, self-control. Since a person is in family life, it is not that he can allow his senses to gratify to any extent. One should be controlled in his senses so that he will not get entangled more and more. As much as more we earn or we possess when in the grahastha life, so much difficult it is when one come to the grahastha vanaprastha life. It takes more and more difficult. If you are having very large establishment and more possessions you have, that much more difficulty you will have to give up them, and that much more attachment will develop. So a person should be self-controlled, and one should learn. This we can see in the kings in the earlier age. When the right time comes, when the son is ready, they will give the kingdom to the son, and they will leave the kingdom without taking anything for their position. So that is self-control. And sacrifice, performing sacrifice, yes, it is done by grahasthas, because grahasthas are able to get dravya. Dravya means the objects or whatever needed for the sacrifice, the ghee or the arrangement, everything is done by can be done by the grahasthas, and they will get the benefit also by doing the sacrifice. This is general type of sacrifice. Otherwise, we have the Sankirtana Yajna, that is anybody can perform. Then Brahmacharya, Swadhaya, study of the Vedas. Studying is the only activity, the major activity for Brahmacharya. Even for children, we say, you just study well, you will be settled in your life. Then after that, whatever you want, you can do. So this is even for in the schools, we say for the children. So your only job is to study. Study well, get good marks, and get your degree. Then your life is settled. This kind of statement we give for the children. The Brahmacharya life means Swadhyaya. He should hear from the spiritual master, and he should learn the Shastra. He should read the Shastra and understand it and apply in his life. This will give a very good foundation for a person, and it will build his character. A person who has taken the education in the Gurukula, he will understand that purpose of life is to go back to Godhead. To understand what is life and what is the purpose of life, and going back to Godhead, going back to Krishna is the purpose of life. So even if he takes to Grahastha life, he will have that desire in his heart. When I'll become free, when I'll get more time, when I'll retire from this job, or when I come out of all these responsibilities, when I'll be able to chant the holy name of the Lord 24 hours, when I'll be able to attend the festivals in the temple always, whenever I need, when I'll get a very good association of the devotees. This desire, if it is there, if this kind of seed is sown in the heart of a boy or a girl in the Brahmacharya ashram, then as soon as they get opportunity to give up their material positions, responsibility, whenever they are able to give it to someone else, to the next generation, he will immediately easily come to the vanaprastha life. But it is not possible unless a person is trained in their childhood. If it is not trained, then when one comes directly to the grahastha ashram, he will think that, oh, it is everything I got now. This is very wonderful life. He will forget what is the purpose of life and he gets entangled there. And till the death, a person will not come out of the grahastha life, and he will waste his life. It is like living like an animal. Just like cats and dogs, a person will die. So that is about the brahmacharya ashram. Now, Arjuna's reasons, we have seen 4 reasons Arjuna has already given. First one is compassion. Krishna, these all are my people. How can I kill them? Now, Arjuna is thinking, these are mine. Actually, Arjuna has fought so many wars and he has won the war. But in those wars, people were not his own people. He has fought them courageously. But now at the present moment, because his own people are there in the front, he is not able to perform his dharma. That is compassion. Then enjoyment, Krishna, whom I should share my this position, whatever I am earning by the performing this war. I don't have any enjoyment after possessing this. I may possess the opulence of the entire world, but if I am alone in this world, what is there? What enjoyment I can have? I can't have anything. We will enjoy by sharing. Whatever we have, we should share to others. And when others become happy, we will also become happy. That is real enjoyment. But Arjuna is telling Krishna, nobody is going to live. So how can I become happy? There is no enjoyment. Sinful reaction. Yes, this we have discussed in the last class. Killing is sinful. How can I kill them? And destruction of the dynasty. Anyhow, today also we discussed this. These are the 4 strong reasons what Arjuna told why I am not ready to fight. Now, next, Arjuna gives the 5th reason why he is not ready to kill the people. Or Raghunath Prabhu, can you please read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare.
Result of following Varnasrama Dharma. In the system of Varnasrama institution, there are many principles of religious traditions to help members of the family grow properly and attain spiritual values. 1.3940 purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So this Varnasrama system institution is designed or is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Now, anybody takes to this Varnasrama system in whatever mode he may be, or in whatever Varna or Ashrama he may be, he will gradually elevate himself. This gradual elevation is always beneficial. Instead of living like animals, one should follow the Varnasrama system and he should elevate himself. He will understand what is the purpose of life. He will have the spiritual values. Discharging one's specific duty in any field of action in accordance with the orders of higher authorities serves to elevate one to a higher status of life. Now, this is not the highest to perform the Varnasrama. Of course, we'll discuss about this in the next coming sessions. But what is told here is a person who is sincerely following Varnasrama, even if he is a Shudra, does not matter. You sincerely follow your duty. You may be working under someone, a person who he may not be a good person, or he may be a cheater, or whatever may be your boss. But if you are very sincerely serving him, then your purification will take place there. Your spiritual advancement will take place. You will get a better opportunity to serve the Lord, or your karma will get destroyed. Because of our activity or the reaction for our karma or the activity, we get certain kind of varna, get into certain kind of varna. So that we have to go through. Then by sincerely following them, or in according to that, if we are acting, it may be a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or Shudra, he will elevate himself. Either a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, all are having some or other difficulties. It is not that a person who has born in the family of a Brahmana will definitely go back to Godhead. No, not necessarily. He also has the chances of falling down. When a person is in goodness, he'll become very happy. Then that happiness can lead to laziness. Then he may come to ignorance. And a person who, in goodness, he will have a lot of knowledge. And that knowledge can lead to ego or the false ego. Then that false ego will bring him to the passion. So he can degrade himself. So don't think that a person who is born in a Shudra family, he cannot elevate. Definitely, whatever activities, whatever dharma that we are supposed to follow, we should follow it sincerely, so that we are becoming a part of the society, the Varnasrama society. Swarga dwaram apavritam. This is told for Arjuna, opening the doors of the heavenly planets. A person who is doing sacrifice, or one who is performing different yoga asana or different practices, activities, he can go to the Swarga. If you accumulate a lot of punya, the pious credit, you can go to Swarga, or by doing the sacrifice. But a Kshatriya also can go to heavenly planet. How? By fighting. Now, fighting is violence. Yes, it is violence. But if you are fighting for the nation, and if you are fighting for the right cause, for protecting the people as a matter of duty, you will not be incurring sin. Rather, you will get the Veera Swarga. This is true even today. Whoever fights in the army for protecting the border, or for protecting the people in the war, they'll get, if they come back, they will be awarded, or it's a celebration for them. There is no punishment. And if they die, they will go to heavenly planet. Swargo dwaram apavritam. Whoever executes his occupational duty, swadharma, for 100 births. This is an example given. For instance, if a Brahmana continues to act as a Brahmana, becomes eligible for promotion to brahmaloka, the planet where Lord Brahma lives. This is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, 24th chapter, text number 29 purport. So this is the benefit of following Varnasrama Dharma. Why I should follow the Varnasrama Dharma? Because purification takes place. But it is very, very slow process. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad Muni, when he is speaking to Vyasadeva, he says, whatever you have done is not correct. You have given the Varnasrama system, but it is very, very slow. For the Kali Yuga people, this is not going to work. If you can see here, 100 birth a person has to go through it. Then he will go to brahmaloka, where that brahmaloka is also not permanent. You can live there peacefully, or you will become happy, but it is not permanent. That is also going to be destroyed. So this is an instance or example how a person can elevate gradually oneself by following the Varnasrama Dharma. Now, by hearing all these things, Krishna is asking Arjuna one question. So this is the question. What? Can anyone read this? Please raise your hand. Yeah. Any new people? I think there are 23 people in the group. And I need all of you to attend or participate actively.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Please read.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Klaibyam ma samagama partha naityatva upadhyate shudram hridaya daurbalyam tvaktyo tishtha parantapa. O son of Pita, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This is the reply of Krishna to Arjuna. Lord Krishna is not at all affected by the arguments, whatever Arjuna has told. Because Krishna knows what is the medicine, what is the solution, what has to be spoken. Krishna will not get into the same mood in which Arjuna is speaking. So he is immediately telling Arjuna that, why are you acting like a impotent? You are a Kshatriya. Why are you behaving like this? What has happened to you? O Partha, do not yield to this degrading importance. It doesn't become you. You are a Kshatriya. Behaving like this, you will not look like a Kshatriya. Give up your such a petty weakness of the heart. Krishna is telling this is a petty weakness of heart. It is not some compassion that you are showing, because you are in the battlefield. Battlefield is not the place for showing the compassion. You have to act as a Kshatriya. You have come here for war. You have to fight and you have to establish the religious principle. If you want to show compassion, there are different other places where you can show compassion, but not for these people who have come to fight with you. So don't show compassion for them. Fight. Give up your such a petty weakness and just get up and fight Arjuna. So Krishna is using Arjuna as an instrument. Arjuna is bringing all the knowledge from Krishna so that everyone, the entire humanity, can get this knowledge, the Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna is becoming the instrument in his hand. Now Arjuna is asking back one question to Krishna. So what is that question? I request all the people to actively participate. Please raise your hand. Those who are Anu Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Bhima Sudana, you killed Demon Madhu. Therefore, your name is Madhusudana. But you are asking me to kill my grandfather and teacher? That is the hint. It is all right that your name is Madhusudana. You killed one demon whose name was Madhu. But you are asking me, Bhima Sudana, Bhishma is my grandfather, and Drona Sudana. Sudana means killer. So how can I be that? Bhagavad Gita 2.1 to 10, Los Angeles, November 25, 1968. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Srila Prabhupada is telling here in the purport, Bhishma Sudana. Arjuna is asking, Krishna, you want me to kill Bhishma, Drona? You are a Madhusudana. If you see the text number 4 in chapter 2, Katham Bhishmam aham sankhe dronam cha Madhusudana, Ishubi pratiyotsyami pujarhau arisudana. Now this is the reply what Arjuna is giving. Krishna, you are telling me to fight like a Kshatriya. But people who are standing in front of me, they are not my enemies. You have fought with so many enemies and you have killed them. Just like the demon Madhu or Ari. Ari means the enemy. Arisudana means one who kills his enemy. Are you expecting me to become Bhishma Sudana or Drona Sudana? No, I'm not going to kill them because they are pujarhau. They are worshipable for me. How can I raise weapons against them? I cannot even speak harsh words to them. And even if they speak some harsh words, I should take it as a blessings. How can I throw arrows at them? So this is the way how Arjuna is asking Krishna. Now at the final stage, Arjuna is getting into indecision. So this is the fifth objection why Arjuna don't want to fight. Can anyone raise their hands? Yeah, Lata Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Fifth objection, indecision. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. Bhagavad Gita 2 verse 6. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So indecision, whether I should fight them and kill them or should I die in their hands? Which is better? Now, among the family members, if we win, that can become a defeat. And if we defeat in front of our family members, that can be a winning situation for us. This is happening in the family, just like a small child is fighting with his father. and the father will act like he has got defeated, and the child is very happy. He is clapping hand and he is jumping. Now father has defeated, but he is feeling the happiness of the child. So in this way, if Arjuna, if he gets defeated in the hands of Drona or in the hands of Bhishma, they have won the war and they become happy. And by seeing their happiness, Arjuna feels happy. So in this situation, whether he should fight or not, so just by not fighting, he can become happy. Or if he kills the other party, either Bhishma or Drona or other people, and if he is winning the war, is it really a gain, or is he really winning the war? Because he has killed the people, and if they are losing the battle, how can it be a happy moment for him? No. So he is completely in confusion whether I will become happy by fighting, or whether I will become happy by not fighting. Which is correct? Conquering them is good, or conquered by them is good? Because conquered by them is also having some good quality, or it has some better result instead of conquering them. This is the fifth objection that Arjuna is telling. Now, Arjuna has one good quality. He has chosen Krishna as his master. Now, Lord Krishna is going to teach Arjuna what should be done. But Krishna has not spoken anything till now. Only the one word he has told, Klaibyam Masmagama Partana Tatvai Upavadyate. That is also that Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupastitam Anarya Jushtam Aswargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna. Klaibyam Masmagama Partana Tatvai Upavadyate. Kshudram Hridaya Dorbalyam Tyaktotishta Parantapa. He is just speaking like a friend. Arjuna, why you are acting like this? You are a Kshatriya, you should fight. But he is not giving proper direction, or he has not started his Bhagavad Gita, whatever knowledge he has to give, the direction. Now Arjuna is going to surrender to Krishna. When Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, Krishna becomes the guru for Arjuna. He becomes the spiritual master for Arjuna. And Krishna accepts the position of spiritual master, and he will start the guidance. He will give the guidance to Arjuna. So that is the quality of Arjuna. Arjuna has understood that he is not able to solve the situation. So he has to take the help of another person who is capable of guiding. If we want to escape from the entanglement, we should take help from another person who is not entangled, one who is free. Then only he can get free from the entanglement. So Arjuna has accepted Krishna here. Anybody would like to read this? Ramesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Arjuna surrenders to Krishna. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava. Prushchami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. Yakshre nishchitam bruhitanme. Shishyasya taham sadhimam tvam prapannam.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Archana Mataji, you can read the translation.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Bhagavad Gita 2.7. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here Arjuna is asking Krishna, Krishna, please guide me. I don't know what is right. I don't know what has to be done. I'm having miserly weakness. So please give me the right direction. I am your disciple. Disciple means discipline. Whatever the spiritual master says, one should be ready to accept. Now, whatever guidance Krishna is giving, Arjuna should take it seriously and he should accept it. That is the meaning of disciple. We accept spiritual master not just for show. Just like everyone has spiritual master, okay, let me also have one. It is not so. Accepting a spiritual master is a serious matter. We should accept the instructions of spiritual master and we should follow it. Then only we'll get the blessings of the spiritual master. Now Arjuna has taken the position of a disciple and Krishna is becoming the spiritual master for Arjuna. Now the instruction, the teachings of Bhagavad Gita begins. Now whatever Arjuna is speaking here, dharma sammudha, I am confused about my duty. Shishyasteham, now I am your disciple. Arjuna, he has to choose now two things, whether to fight or not fighting. So these both are dharma. It is not adharma. He is not thinking like he is going to perform some irreligious activity. He is considering both as dharma, whether to fight is dharma of his Kshatriya duty. And as a relative for his people, he is saying, I'm not able to fight. So he has to choose one dharma among two. He is not going to choose something between dharma and adharma, religious and irreligious. That is very easy to choose. You have to choose the dharma or religious activity. But when you have two dharma, both are correct in different ways, then which one to choose? That becomes very difficult. So that is the Arjuna's dilemma now. So how he is going to choose? That is Krishna's instructions, which he is going to speak. So unless we surrender to the spiritual master, we will not get right instruction. One must surrender to the spiritual master, then the spiritual master mercifully will give the guidance. Without surrender, what happens? There is no relation. And if the spiritual master says something also, we will not take it very seriously. And unless we take it seriously, there is no real benefit. So first surrender, then ask question. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Pranipatena, one should surrender. Then pariprashnena, then ask your questions. Then those upadekshante te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Then the spiritual master will give you the answer to your question. Now here is a exercise. The situation of dharma sammudha in which Arjuna is, which is faced by Arjuna, 2.7 and 2.8. 7 is karpanya dosha pata subhava. Next one is nahi prapashyami mama panudyat yachoka muchoshanam indriyana avapya bhuma vasapatna vruddham rajyam suranam api chadipatyam. Even if I get the kingdom of heavenly planets, the kingdom of Indra, I will not be happy. I am not going to fight this war. So this is the dilemma. Now the question is, identify general principles drawn from Arjuna's dilemma and surrender to Krishna. What is general principle means? By understanding the situation of Arjuna, the life of Arjuna, what principles we can derive from it. That means if I am in the position of Arjuna, or if I am in a position which is similar to the position of Arjuna, which I am not able to choose among the two, then what decision I should take? What is the solution? That is the general principle. And discuss how these principles are relevant in your own practice of Krishna consciousness. And how can you apply this in your Krishna conscious life? So this is the question. I repeat once again. You should take the situation of Arjuna, the dilemma of Arjuna, you should understand, and you should give a general principle. What should be done in this particular position or in this state of problem? If somebody comes to you and they explain to you about their problem, and it is exactly same as the Arjuna's problem, in that case, what solution will you give them? Or this is more personal, what solution you accept or what solution you follow? That is the question, first one. And second, how you will be able to apply it. The first one is giving the instruction or taking the principles, theory. Second one is practical, how relevant it is You cannot simply make some principle which is more not practical. It should be practical for this age or for the present moment. So these are the two questions you can discuss in the group. There are totally 27 people. I'll make 5 groups. You'll get 5 to 6 people in a group. So any questions regarding the exercise? Anybody not understood? They can raise.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I just wanted to check with you. We were 23 people up to 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have joined suddenly.
Just now they joined.
Yes, Prabhu, 5 minutes ago. I can tell you who all. You can check if this
Yeah.
link was something else.
We can log the meeting otherwise next time.
Okay,
Coming
Prabhu.
1 hour late, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
I'm not posting the attendance again, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji, sure.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So there are 27. Okay. There will be 5 groups made. Hope everyone understood the question. Please actively participate and come in time to the session. Okay, timings. You have 3 minutes for discussion and 2 minutes for presentation. 1 person from each group will present. So please make sure that you will choose 1 person for presentation, and one can note down all the points, whatever you are coming across. The room is open now.
Prabhuji. Actually, I lost the network, so I rejoined the group again.
Okay.
So I'm unable to join my. Everyone.
This is who is speaking?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Nanda Kishore Prabhu.
Yes,
Yes, Prabhuji, tell me.
yeah. Regarding that one principle of making submissively asking the questions to the guru. When we are not able to make any decisions, we should approach a guru or the person who is very experienced like that in our lives. So we have to ask submissively questions to him and then know the truth about the problems.
We'll take the question answer at the end. Is it okay, Prabhu?
Right, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay, I request all the devotees, 5 members from each group, please raise your hand. Digitally, you have to raise your hand. Okay, Vijay Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I'm sorry. Okay, please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, what we have discussed, the 3 major points, what we have discussed as Arjuna's point of view and as Krishna's point of view. So first is from Arjuna's point of view, he understood that yes, he was in problem and he was confused. So as you rightly said in the last lecture that once the problem is identified, it is half resolved. So you just have to find the solution to it. This is Arjuna's point of view. Then Krishna's point of view, in Krishna's position. So unless and until the person who is asking, who is speaking with you, if you are not sure that he's asking your guidance or not, or whether he just want emotional support from you, so that two parameters we have to judge. And if he's asking only for emotional support, then you have to restrict yourself from giving any solutions to him. We should not immediately start giving solutions. And if he's asking the solution, then only we should be in that position, like Krishna did earlier. He was just emotionally satisfying Arjuna, and when Arjuna had finally surrendered, Lord Krishna started giving his advice. Then yes, from Arjuna's point of view, what we can say next point is that once you have identified the problem, you have to search for the solution and go to a authenticate spiritual master who can guide you, because going to a wrong teacher will further further you will be confused. Yeah. So yes, Prabhuji, these are actually the points what we discussed.
Thanks, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Smith Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Seeking blessings from all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
You can
the dilemma,
on your video if you don't mind.
there is some problem with my camera, so.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Continue.
The dilemma of Arjuna was when the chariot went into the center, he saw his own guru, he saw his own 100 brothers, cousin brothers, everybody, and he got into a dilemma. Why should I fight? What is the reasons for fighting? Should I kill my own cousins, etc.? And that's the dilemma that he went to. The other part of it is whether it is dharma or adharma. Being a Kshatriya, you have to fight for making dharma. Was the thought process, right? So that's what Krishna guided him. We also discussed about we should go to a guru when you are in dilemma. Right? And at the beginning of the dilemma, Arjuna did not know who Krishna was. He thought he was a friend. Later on, he thought he was a guru. Then he called him 3-4 names that he called him: Saka, Guru, God and sort of a thing, right? So we were able to discuss this many points, but probably if I missed out, my team should help me out.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Lata Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
We just discussed it from the point of view of today's world. See, many a time we also face the same kind of a dilemma or indecisiveness as that of Arjuna in our personal life and in our professional life. In our personal life, suppose in case our spouse or our children, in case they ask us if they are in a dilemma and ask us for decision, and then we need to look at the big picture. What is good for the family? What is good, not to please anybody, not to offend anybody, to give a decision that's going to be good for the family. But in our professional life, similarly, we need to look at the big picture and we need to look for what is good for the organization. And the decision that has to be taken should be such that it is for the benefit of the family, the society, and for the organization. This is what we discussed. And so that we need to take a decision looking at it, what is going to benefit all of us and not anybody in particular. And to grow in Krishna consciousness, the best thing is we need to offer everything to Krishna. We need to see to it that whatever is being done, it is, and one of our group member also was saying, in the Ganapati, this thing, now that, Ganesh Chaturthi, they offer prasad, and we always want to offer first to Krishna and then take the prasad. What we need to do is, this prasad that has been offered to Krishna, we offer to Ganesha, we need to pray to Ganesha, say that, Ganesha, please give us increase our Krishna Bhakti. That's what I do, because I do all the pujas. And because traditionally we have been performing all the pujas. After coming to Krishna consciousness, what I do is, when it is Shivratri, I pray to Shiva, asking Shiva to increase my Krishna Bhakti. During Ganesh Chaturthi, I pray to Ganesha, say, Ganesha, you are similar to that of Narsimha, who removes the Vigna. So give me that strength or energy, give us the strength or energy so that we grow, we remove all the obstacles that come our way, growing in Krishna consciousness. So this is what we humbly submit to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Your way of looking at the demigods is perfect. We should not offend demigods, but we should understand the real meaning of worship. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
There were 5 groups actually. 3 have done. Who are the other 2? Can you please raise your hands? Other 2 group members. Yeah, Shweta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So we were discussing, like, if we are in a similar situation, then we would consult Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. And Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Proceed.
Yeah, and I guess the main theme was that, and if our Diksha Guru is not there, definitely we can consult Shiksha Guru if we have, or like some guiding devotees in our temple. So that was the main theme of our discussion.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, further continuation. Anybody would like to read? In other groups, people are always raising hand. Here, I don't find much hands. Yes, Nandita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dharma Samudha. Kripana means one who does not properly use his position. One man is very rich, but he does not use his money, simply sees the money. He is called Kripana. Similarly, Arjuna is powerful. He can fight. He's a Kshatriya, but he's denying his ability. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Here, Kripana means miser. The opposite of miser is liberal or Brahmana. Kripana and Brahmana are both opposite words. Similarly, miser and liberal. A person who is using his property either for his own benefit or to others' benefit, they are called Brahmanas. They know the purpose of the possession, whatever they are having, and they use it for the right cause. So they are called Brahmanas, or a liberal person, or the person who has intelligence, who knows the real purpose of the possession, whatever they have. But if somebody doesn't use it either for himself or for others who are in need, then such people are called misers or Kripana. Now Arjuna is also called as Kripana here because he has all the power. He can defeat the entire army. He can lead the army. But he is thinking that he is not going to fight and he will give up the war. So then he is also considered as a Kripana. You have taken the responsibility, just like a soldier. He has been trained by the government and he has sent to the battlefield for fighting. And now he is thinking whether to fight or not. Then it's a loss for the country and the country will be in difficulty. Now Arjuna has to become the instrument in the hands of Krishna in the establishment of Dharma, the religious principles. Now Arjuna, if doesn't work, then it is whatever power he has, it is of no use. It is useless. Just like a person, rich man, he's just seeing the money, he doesn't use it. Then the money will remain there only, and he will leave the body and he will go away. So that money is just some paper piece. If it is or if it is gold, it is just a metal which is lying in his room. It is of no use. So if it has to be used, then one should understand what is the right purpose and use it for the right cause. Then that is the correct way of using. Vijay Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dharma Sammuda. Therefore, he is thinking that I have become Kripna, miser. Although I have got strength and I am denying to fight. Although I have got money, I do not spend. These are called Kripana. So Kripana dosha patha. Now I am infected with Kripana dosha. Bhagavad Gita 2.1 to 11, Johnsonburg, October 17, 1975. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is what Arjuna says. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava. So this is the one of the shloka which you need to remember, and you should give it verbatim, the shloka and the meaning. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava. So Arjuna begins his speaking by saying that I am a Kripana. I don't know what is to be done. I have the whatever facility I need, I have it, but I don't have the courage, or I don't have the willingness to fight because of my dosha. What is the dosha? Dharma sammuda cheta. I am not able to understand whether what is correct, what is to be done, what is not to be done. So what decision he took? Yes, shreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme. Nishchitam means make the proper decision. Bruhi, to tell. Tanme, you please tell me what is correct. Taking one path. You tell me, whatever you tell, I'll follow. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Please accept me as your disciple. Sometimes when the spiritual master gives some direction, some instruction, we may not understand its purpose properly, but we should still follow it by believing in the spiritual master. And when we execute it, then by the result we'll understand what is going to happen. Just like Prabhupada also says, I went to the Western country without any help and I did not know what is going to happen. All credit goes to my spiritual master. He has taken all the responsibility and he made all the facility for spreading Krishna consciousness. Similarly, we may not understand. Here Arjuna is telling, I don't know what is to be done. Please tell whatever you say, I am going to follow. Because all my thinking is of no use, because I don't have that capacity to analyze. Whatever you say, Krishna, I just follow. Please instruct me. So this is like an empty slate. Arjuna is going to Krishna. Whatever Krishna says, he is going to act. Just like a pen. If you want to write in a pen, the pen should allow you to move it according to your freedom. If it is moving at its own freedom, then you cannot write it, you cannot use it, or whatever instrument it may be. A knife in the hand of a doctor, the knife should be sharp and it should be surrendered to in the hand of doctor. Then only it can be used. Similarly, a person, he should be qualified in the activity and he also should be surrendered to Krishna. Then he can become a very good servant for the Lord. Anu Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dharma Samudha. Arjuna argued religious principles should be given more importance than politics or sociology. But he did not know that knowledge of matter, soul, and the supreme is even more important than religious formularies. 2.11 purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Madhu. Here, three things are there. One is the sociology or politics, and second one is the religious activity. Then third one is of spiritual activity. Yes, if in the society, whatever rules, whatever we have done, or the politics, it can be overruled by religious principles. Because if it is going to adharmic, then it can be stopped. That's what Arjuna is telling. Religious principles should be given more importance than politics or sociology. But Krishna is telling even more than religious principle is spiritual activity or spiritual principles. The difference between matter and soul, understanding this is more important than religious formulas. If the religious formula, if it is not leading you to bhakti or servings to Krishna, then that is of no use. Just like the Brahmanas who were doing the yajna, in the Krishna book you can find. They were doing yajna, but they did not know whom they are pleasing. Because when Krishna sent some gopas, the cowherd boys, they denied, they did not give the offerings to the Lord. So they are religious, but they are not spiritual. They don't know what is to be done. They don't know what is the real goal. So here Krishna is telling Arjuna, you should give more importance to the spiritual activity than the religious activity. Now regarding the open book assessment, this is already told once, I'm just repeating. How to write the open book assessment? You have to write 2 open book assessment for this session, that is unit 1. For the first 6 chapters, among first 6 chapters, you have to write 2 open book assessment. The question will be shared in the next coming week. What has to be done? You should write an essay for some 650 words, or maximum you can go up to 700. It should be like, you should answer to the point. Don't write everything and never copy anything. You are not supposed to do any copy paste. You have to type yourself neatly and you have to present. And even shlokas also, you don't have to copy paste. Don't copy paste anything. You can type it. Even the spelling mistake doesn't matter, because it is anyhow readable. It should be readable. And you don't have to type everything. Just like you want a small portion of the shloka or the translation, you just put that much only. Don't write everything, the entire shloka or the translation, but give the number, give the reference, which shloka from which chapter, either Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, from where you are taken. That should be there. And it should be crisp, to the point. You have to answer. Leave room for leave room on the page for comments. That means whatever, anyhow you are giving the soft copy, I can make out. And divide the essay into sections and paragraphs. So there should be a proper flow for the this assessment. Just like in the beginning, you can give some small introduction, then you can elaborate those points, then finally give some conclusion. It's like a article you write for a paper or newspaper or for some presentation, what you do. This should be done in a Word file. You have to type yourself. You can give headings, bullet points, all these things. Follow a sequential development of concepts. Concepts should be sequential, one after another. You should follow some flow should be there. include introduction and conclusion. Yes, both should be there. In the beginning, you should say what you're going to speak, and finally you should write conclusion, what you're finally going to conclude. So this is how the open book assessment will be done. You should write a focused and concise response responding to the questions. It should not be like I ask some question and you put all the details which are not exactly matching the question. For that you should read the question and again and again. When you write some 3-4 lines and again you read the question, check whether it is aligning with the question. Then if it is possible, you can reform it and be more focused. Avoid additional irrelevant philosophical information. It is not that whatever you know, you write everything. No, that is not the case. You should write only the answer to the question. Do not exceed the word limit. You can keep up to 650 words. If you come more than that, if it is 800 or 900, read the essay again 2-3 times and try to reduce it and make it crisp or compact. You can use the quotations, quote with exact reference to support your points. You cannot just say like that, I heard in a lecture from such and such. That may not be exactly quotation. Reference means where it is exactly in the Shastra. Bhagavad Gita, this chapter, this shloka, or Bhagavatam, this, or Chaitanya Charitamrita, whatever you are able to quote. Quote it exactly. Or if you are quoting from Prabhupada, you should quote from which lecture, which year he has given, where that you can give. Explain the significance of the quotes. Means how it is connected to the point, what you're going to explain. Quote specific phrases from the verses, purports, and lectures. Wherever you take, give the reference. Just like you write a thesis. Then do not include long quotes without any explanation. That means you write it as it is, whatever is then quotation, and you directly jump into the next topic. That should not happen. You should connect it. You should explain how it is connected. Now we have come to the end of this session. So what we have understood here, explain the principles of Varnasrama Dharma. Definition, explanation of Varnasrama Dharma. We have understood Varnasrama Dharma is the necessity for the society and it is purifying. And without Varnasrama, the society cannot live. When a society comes to Varnasrama Dharma, they are becoming human being, human civilization. Otherwise, they are animals. And modes, which are the different modes influencing them, and duties, what are their duties, and what will happen if you follow Varnasrama Dharma. It will purify us. It will purify our existence. Related to Arjuna's reasons for not fighting, principles of Varnasrama Dharma. If Arjuna is fighting the war, it is the following of Dharma. If he doesn't fight, he is violating Dharma. That is the conclusion. Preaching application. This is what we get from the session for our preaching. Presented arguments to defeat the concept of Varna determined by birth. Yeah, this we have seen. A doctor's son can become a doctor or he may not become a doctor. So just like that, you cannot say because father is a Brahmana, son may or may not, unless he practices. You should not take it by birth. Discussed how general principles drawn from Arjuna's dilemma surrender to this we have done by group discussion. Finally, Srila Prabhupada is giving the quotation. Can you please read, anybody? Amrita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Father and teacher is advised by Chanakya Pandita that you should always chastise your son and disciple. Always find out mistake. Don't be angry, but it is the business of the teacher and the father simply to find out your mistakes, not to find out your good things. Never recognize the disciple's business or son's business as very good. Then they will spoil. That is the injunction of Chanakya Muni.
Continue. Yeah, continue.
So far we are concerned, when our spiritual master used to chastise, we took it as blessing. That was very nice. And he would chastise like anything. damn rascal, foolish, stupid, anything, all good birds. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.9.4, Japan, April
Yeah.
22, 1972.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you.
So Prabhupada is telling here Arjuna is being scolded, but don't think that it is some displeasing activity that Arjuna is getting. Arjuna is getting the blessings of Krishna. If we get scolded by spiritual master, that is the blessing what we get. They are blessing us to advance. It's like father will not glorify his son generally, because if we glorify them, then they will get spoiled, or they'll think that, oh, everything is fine, okay, I can continue. Even if they see something good, they'll not speak about it, because they want you to improve on it more and more. So that is the nature of a guru or a father. So that's what Srila Prabhupada is telling. All good words, it will all be blessing, even though it looks like they are scolding, actually they are blessing. So with this, we have come to the conclusion of this today's session. Now it's okay. There are 10 minutes to 9. If you have any questions, you can raise your hands related to today's discussion. You can please raise your hand and ask the questions. Vijay Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in today's lecture, actually, you have given one definition of dharma. I was actually, I didn't note it down. Miss, can you just repeat it, Prabhuji, please?
Jaise dharayati iti dharma.
Yes, dharma is something that bonds us.
One which possesses, or dharma, dharayati, one which can give the one which holds. I think that that's what I told. It is coming from dharayati iti dharma. Dhara means one which will give you the platform for performing your activity. That is dharma. If you follow dharma, dharma will protect you.
Prabhuji, one more question was there, but I think it is not directly linked to the today's session. Actually, in Bhakti Shastri handbook, there is. Should I ask Prabhuji or?
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, continue.
Prabhuji, there is one question that what was the woes of Bhima after losing the gambling match? So actually, in our Bhakti Vriksha group, we discussed it, but please, can you please highlight it? Means what were the exact?
Yeah. Some of the questions, they are from Mahabharata in that. Those questions will not be asked in the Bhakti Shastri. Those Bhima has taken the oath that I will break the thigh of this Duryodhana, because he has shown his thigh and asked Draupadi to come and sit on that. And he told, I will open the chest of this Dushyasana, because he has, and that blood I will smear on the hair of Draupadi, because he has held the Draupadi's hair and he has dragged her. And he told, I will kill all the 100 Kauravas. These are some of the oaths that he has taken.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Smith Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, nothing about this particular class. I just landed up in this class because I thought I was going to hear about Bhagavata class in Kannada. So I don't know how I landed up, but it was nice to be here. Maybe
you come with a different link, Zoom link.
No, I always click the same link and then join.
Probably the link. Yeah, every Saturday this link will be used by this session.
Oh, okay, okay. My apologies. I landed up in this page.
It's okay. Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Bharadwaj Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my query was... Hello.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, my query was regarding your that aspire, ashray, and initiation thing. So while going through this course of Bhakti Shastri, up till which level are we supposed to get into this level of your initiations, minimum requirement? That was my query. I did get confused today in that IDC class.
Bhakti Shastri is not compulsory for first initiation.
First initiation be like?
Harinam initiation. Whatever you get, it is nowhere it is compulsory, this Bhakti Shastri.
But these two things are very much separate. There is no compulsory that you need to do this to get Bhakti Shastri or you need to get initiation. For initiation, we need Bhakti Shastri course. They're totally independent.
For second initiation, for Brahmana initiation, that is much later. Bhakti Shastri is compulsory, but not. That is very far. Now you are in. You are not got first initiation, no?
I have no clue which initiation I did get.
You got Ashraya?
No.
Okay, fine. Okay, you got your spiritual name?
No.
Then you are not yet got the first initiation. You don't worry about that. But for present, it is not compulsory, Bhakti Shastri.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Lata Mataji. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Prabhuji, I just want to know in Bhakti Shastri, can we drink tea and coffee, Prabhuji? It's a very small thing, but it is, I mean, no onion, garlic and other things, what Grim we following, but tea, coffee is one thing which I'm not able to completely stop, Prabhuji. I just want to know, is it?
For initiation, it is compulsory to give up.
For Bhakti Shastri,
we are not made it mandatory.
Okay. But it is advisable not to drink, no, Prabhuji?
Yeah, there are so many alternatives, Mataji. You can try for some time. Gradually, you can give up. There are so many alternatives that you can use for. There are some lemon tea. People say, but we don't take any of them. But if somebody cannot give up the tea or coffee, there are certain mix from the different herbs, which will give you the same taste, and you will feel that you will have the same feeling, but still you are not taking that intoxication. That can be done. You can consult any devotees and
yeah. On the Ekadashi day, I don't drink, but the other days I drink.
Okay, Mataji, anyhow we can understand. Because it has been taken from a long time, it is very difficult to give up. Yeah. Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I just want to know, Prabhuji, like it is intoxication, that is the only thing, or is any scriptures say that it has got, maybe I'll get more convinced.
No, Mataji, there is, Srila Prabhupada has told tea and coffee should not be taken. Otherwise, in Shastra, it is in Bhagavatam, it is told, Jyutam panam striya suna tatra adharma chaturvidaha. When Kali came to this world, when Lord Krishna finished his incarnation and when he left back, and then immediately Kali came, and Parikshit Maharaj was the king, and he wanted the Kali to be killed because he was chastising the cow and bull. So he tells, I'll kill you immediately. But Kali begs him, he falls at his feet, and he asks him some place. You tell me some place where I can live, I'll not disturb others. So Kali got 4 places to live in the beginning of Kali Yuga. That is Dyutam Panam Striya Suna. Wherever there is gambling, wherever there is intoxication, and wherever there is meat eating and the illicit sex, the Kali will come there and he will create problem. Kali means Kalaha. There will be fighting. If you see these 4 things, wherever happens, there is fight. People are killing each other and no morality, and they don't follow any of the rules and regulation, and no gentleman can live there peacefully. So that is the Kali's field of activity. So if you are taking this, if you are bringing this environment to your house, or if you are creating an environment conducive for Kali, then he will come there and he will start his business.
Maya.
It is not only Maya, he is more difficult than Maya. Maya was there for all the ages, but in this is more difficult in Kali Yuga, where Kali Yuga means Kalaha Yuga. People are fighting for small things and they even kill each other.
Oh my God.
That
so
is
caffeine,
Kali resides.
Okay.
Dyutam Striya Suna. Tatra Adharma Chaturvidha.
Okay. I should stop then. I should
take it Take your time, Mataji. Don't hurry. Take your time. Gradually, you can give up.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions? There are no more questions regarding today's session. Okay. Hope everything was clear. If there are no questions, then we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next Saturday. I'll give the open book assessment in the group I will share. Prabhuji, tea and coffee is avoided. Is it because of addiction? Yeah, it will create addiction, Mataji. Yes. Because any intoxication, it's addiction. This person joined. Okay. Okay, there are no more questions. So, yes, Mataji, Anandita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, the assignment that is there in the book and what you will give, is it okay if we talk about it in a Bhakti Vriksha group, or is it not allowed?
No, you can talk, you can discuss, but don't write the same thing. You have to write on your own.
No, we won't copy or we won't write it in the group or something, Prabhu. But if we are allowed to talk about it or discuss about it in the group or have any questions to, discuss.
You can do, Mataji. There are many questions. Among them, I will give you 2. Any 2 questions will be asked.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. It's a great relief. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
This is like open book. You don't write in one stretch. You write little together today. Then tomorrow you will meditate on that. It is like you will be always getting an opportunity to think about Krishna or Bhagavad Gita. When you are writing something, it will be always ringing in your mind, and some points will come. Then you continue like that in a period of. I'll give you 1 month time. So, and gradually, when you're writing, it will get more and more condensed. Just like you boil the milk, finally you'll get very condensed form. Similarly, the essay should be very condensed. It should be very attractive. It should have all the information, and it should be pleasing to someone who is reading it. So
Prabhu, we went through the handbook and it told us how exactly to answer, and it made me very nervous, but the Bhakti Vriksha group is very strong, so they said they will help.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Examples are there in the this one handbook. How to write and how not to write, everything is given.
Yes, Prabhu, that's what we saw, and that made some of us a little nervous.
It is just for you to encourage, Mataji. You can read it and understand.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Smith Prabhu.
Can I continue in this class, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Oh, you are the teacher?
No, Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji.
Oh, no problem. It can be there. I'll be here.
Yeah, I just lined it up by mistake, but I would love to be in this class from every Saturday going forward.
Okay, Prabhuji. But anyhow. Fine, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.